This is Madison Robinson, and we will now be talking to you about our severe weather event in North Carolina. My name is Madison Robinson.
Hello everyone, my name is Bianca Ramirez. Welcome to a forecast on the 4.
Today, we will be taking a windy journey back to Hurricane Isabel back in 2003.
This catastrophic event formed as a modest tropical wave off the west coast of Africa on September 1st, but gradually became one of the most damaging hurricanes to face the mid-Atlantic states of the U.S.
That's right. This hurricane was ranked with previous hurricanes like Hurricane Agnes in 1972 and Hurricane Hazel in 1954.
Speaking of Hurricane Agnes in 1972, this was another weather event that compares to Hurricane Isabel.
Hurricane Agnes occurred on May 26, 1972. That was a tropical storm over Wilmington, North Carolina. Both hurricanes are similar because they both started out as tropical storms.
As for their differences, the cost of repairs for Hurricane Agnes was $33.8 million and 2 reported deaths, while Hurricane Isabel had no reported deaths. As Hurricane Isabel came traveling towards us, it continuously grew until it hit its peak at a Category 5 hurricane.
The wind speeds that it reached with this peak got it to 165 miles per hour. When Isabel was still at sea, it dwindled and grew up to a Category 5 3 more times.
Fortunately for us here in North Carolina, the wind shear and dry air allowed for Isabel to lower to a Category 2 hurricane when it hit the Outer Banks on September 18, 2003. Although that is still one powerful hurricane, we were much safer than we would have been with a Category 5.
Speaking of safety, this is the perfect time to discuss how important it is to abide by the warnings of an evacuation. First of all, it is very essential to always recognize the amount of danger that can occur if you don't evacuate when it is recommended. So why is evacuation so important?
One of the main concerns that at the time that Isabel was going to hit was the increasing northwest winds and the rise in water levels around the Neuse and Pamlico rivers, potentially rising 8 to 10 feet above the normal level.
Another concern that came up was that the storm surges were expected to occur around the Outer Banks and were expected to be 6 to 8 feet above normal.
Adding on to what Madison said, in Wilmington the storm surge was expected to be about half to 1 foot above the normal for residents. Although this sounds very scary, some would argue that the damage was somewhat minor. On the barrier islands, there were shattered roof shingles and some siding was also lost. Across southeastern North Carolina, limbs and several trees were down on a few cars and houses. What a sad day.
As seen in this picture, extreme damage was caused by the hurricane, which can be seen by the tilted house as it lost part of its foundation. The repairs after the storm to cover all the damage was a whopping price of $5 billion. But in North Carolina, the price to repair all the damage was about $450 million.
The image here on the screen shows the before and after of a town that was affected by this hurricane. As you can see, the town was flooded with water in most neighborhoods and even reaching as tall as the heights of most of the trees.
With any hurricane, the people living in the neighboring cities are always affected the most. Many people suffer property damage from high winds and flooding. Fortunately, there were no deaths or injuries reported.
This is Bianca and Madison reporting to you live from Wilmington, North Carolina.
Stay safe and stay breezy.
Thank you for listening to our severe weather event. We will now be moving on to our 5-day forecast.
I'm Bianca Ramirez.
I'm Madison Robinson, and we are forecast on the 4. So first, we can start off with the current conditions of May 2nd. So today we'll be experiencing a high of 79 degrees. We're coming around in a dew point of 63 degrees. So as you can see, we'll be having clear skies, so a sunny day. Today's a nice day to go to the park or maybe go to the pool. You will be having high humidity around 60 to 70%. So we will have winds coming from the southeast at 5 knots, and the pressure today is around 1,024.2 millibars.
So for tonight, our low is going to be 64 degrees, and we're also going to have clear skies. So you're going to be able to see the stars. If you want to go stargazing, go ahead, and by all means, there's going to be no clouds in the sky. The winds are going southeast at 37 knots. So if you have any worries about wind, that's what you're up to. Okay, so here we have our current surface map. As you can see, we have a line of thunderstorms coming in with this cold front and this stationary system here. Lots of stationary systems up above us with lots of low pressure, meaning that we're going to have a lot of rain. This storm seems pretty strong, so as it comes in, it's probably going to come in a little bit later during the week. And this high pressure system here is bringing in all that cold air. So here we have more stationary systems down here in the Midwest and light showers here in Florida and a little bit up here in the north towards Massachusetts.
So as you can hear for the temperature maps here, and as we can see around around Wilmington and Cape Hatteras, they will be experiencing a little bit of the low 70s, as more like where the Appalachian states are, will be experiencing more 75 degrees. So as you can see, throughout the day we'll be experiencing between 70, mostly 70 degrees, maybe a little bit of 80 degrees.
So here is a map of pretty much the sky, and you can see all our cumulus clouds with this thunderstorm system that I was mentioning before, and those stationary systems and cold fronts coming in. Here is the high pressure where that's that nice sunny weather, so therefore there's nothing there and it's coming in right behind the cold front. So you can see all the clouds, and also there was some light fog here in the mountain area this morning.
So as you can see here for North Carolina, more about Wilmington and Raleigh area, they're experiencing no showers, meaning that there's no type of clouds, as today is a clear sunny day. As you can see in more like the southern parts of Missouri and Illinois, they will be experiencing showers, especially around this part, they're experiencing heavy showers. And as you can see here, probably up the north, they will be experiencing showers as well. So for today and for the next couple of days, we will be experiencing clear skies. So this week is probably the perfect week to go on a family vacation.
So as you can see, it's just pretty much a close-up of what we mentioned before with the stationary map, where we have all of our current thunderstorms coming in, and as I said before, they'll be coming in a couple of days. Here we have our jet stream. We have winds going towards the west at 70, 75, maybe a little 90 miles per hour. Obviously, this is a lot higher in the atmosphere, so it's not really affecting us very much. And as you can see how the curve of the jet stream is like that, it's also going in line, again, with the thunderstorm system that's coming in and the high pressure and all those other factors that are going to be affecting our weather in the next coming days. So here we have our SKU-T chart, and pretty much this is just what we have this morning. Here we don't have any clouds or anything. Here we might have a little bit of fog, some cloud coverage here, but overall we have some pretty clear skies, and there's not very much wind change. There's not very much wind direction changed, and the speed is very moderate. So I think the lowest is 20 miles per hour. And as we get higher up in the atmosphere, the speeds of the wind are going to be getting a little faster.
So for Friday, which is tomorrow, we'll be experiencing a high at 84 degrees with, again, a dew point at 63 degrees. And also we will be experiencing clear skies again, so tomorrow will be the perfect day to also go to the pool, go to the park. Humidity might be very high, coming around 60 to 80%. Winds will be coming in at the south between 6 and 9 knots, and the pressure is around 1,022.1 millibars.
So Friday night, again, there was going to be around 64 to 63 degrees. We're going to have clear skies again, and the wind speeds are actually going to be lower at 2 to 4 knots.
And here's actually our broadcast for the next 5 days. So as we can see on Saturday, which is, you will be experiencing a high between 86 and below 69. The weather will be an overcast, so expect to see cloudy skies, meaning a very gloomy day. Expect winds to be coming out of the southeast between 5 to 8 knots, and there will be a 13 to 23% chance of rain. And also for Sunday, you will also be experiencing a high again of 86 with a low of 71. The weather will be partly cloudy, so expect there to be a 31 to 45% chance of rain, so make sure you bring your umbrellas. Then winds also be coming into the southeast within 8 to 12 knots. And then for Monday, you'll experience a high of 78 degrees with a low of 65. The weather again will be partly cloudy, but with a lower percent chance of rain, but coming in between 11 and 17%. And expect winds to be coming in from the southeast at around 8 to 9 knots. And then for Tuesday, expect there to be a high of 81 degrees with a low of 6 degrees. So expect clear skies, so this would be the day for you to be able to go to the park and have fun. And expect winds to be coming in from the southeast around 2 to 4 knots. And then for Wednesday, expect the high to be about 82 degrees with a low of 62. Again, expect clear skies for another happy day, and winds to be coming in around the southwest at between 1 to 5 knots.
So here in our 5-day forecast, you can see that we have our storm systems coming in, and then the nice high pressure system coming in with the clear skies and sunny days. Thank you for listening to our broadcast. This is Forecast on the 4 reporting to you live.